push the image to Docker Hub. Now what we will do, we will pull this image to our local system. So here if you see, since we have created the image in this system only and we have pushed this image also from this system only, so the image is already there in this system. So what we will try to do, we will try to remove the image from this local system. Remember, it will be there on the Docker Hub. We are just removing the image from the local system. So we will remove it and then we will pull it again and we will run it. So first we will see where is the image. So I will just run the command docker images. It will give me a list of all the images. So if you can see here, there is a image, there is our image, this one. So if you can see, multiple images are there with the same ID because I have pushed these images 2-3 times. So what I will do, I will just remove this ID only, so that once I will remove the ID, all the images automatic will be removed. So I will just copy this ID and I will say, I will run here a command to remove the image. So I will say docker RMI means remove image, and I will paste the image ID, and here again I will say -f means forced. So again it will take some time, and if you can see untagged, so first it will untag the image and then it will delete the image. So now I don't have the image in my local system. The image is there on hub because I pushed it on the Docker Hub, but it should not be there in my local system because I have deleted it from my local system. So I will run this docker image command once again and I will verify if the image is there. So if you can see here, the image is not there. One image is there, but it has some different image ID. It is not the same image ID. So we will not bother about it. Now what we will do, we will try to pull the image. So if you can see here, Docker Hub, it will automatically give you the pull command here. See, docker pull, then your username and your image name. So you can simply copy this from here, or else it is a very simple command. You can just remember and type it. So docker pull, then your username, image means your repository name. Remember here, repository name and tag name, and enter. It will take some time to pull the image depending on how big image size is and what is your internet speed. So just wait for a few minutes. Okay, what it is saying, already exist. Okay, see what happens, even though we have removed it, but still it is there somewhere in the cache. So it is saying already exist. But don't worry, if you will run this in a system where this image is not there, then it will pull the image in that system from Docker Hub. Okay, and after that you can just simply run one command, docker run, and then give the image name. Okay, let's see. I will give the username and then image name. And we should be able to run the image. And if you can see now, it is running here, means our Spring Boot app is running here. It is getting started. So that means our application, we have pulled it from Docker Hub and we have deployed it here. So suppose you have pushed this image from X machine and the person who is working in deployment is pulling the image from Y machine and deploying it there. So easy it is. You don't have to download and install Java. You are not supposed to load any Spring Boot dependency, no Eclipse, nothing. Just create the image. It will contain all the environment with it, and wherever you will pull the image, it will deploy it automatic. It will take the softwares from Docker registry, or you can say Docker Hub. That's why we are saying in that Docker file, that is what we are specifying. We are specifying here that OpenJDK 11. That means there is an image already for OpenJDK with Docker. It will take this image and it will run your application. So you are not responsible for downloading and maintaining anything. That is the biggest benefit of Docker. That is why we say that it is a kind of container where we put everything and we ship it. So that's it in this video. So right now, if you can see, our image is running, but we are getting some errors. So what are those errors? So see, the errors are because of the database, because the database which we are using is still according to the local system, and we are deploying it here. It is getting everything proper, but it is not getting the database strings. So in the next video, we will see how we can solve this database problem and how we can work with the database here in Docker, and how what is the solution for this, how we can work with it. So that's it in this video. Thank you for watching. If you like the video, please like it and please subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much.